Edgar is widely known as one of the most toxic brawlers in Brawl Stars. Maybe it's because of his super spammy no-skill playstyle, or maybe it's because of his thumbs down pin and spin combo, or maybe even the fact that whenever he's on my team, he's always going negative in kills. But whatever reason you might have to hate him, today I'm going to show you how many cubes does it take to one-shot Edgar in Brawl Stars. So for this experiment, we're going to be going through every single brawler class, and to start us off, we have the tanks. These guys are known for being able to rush into the fight and soak up a ton of damage while providing cover for their teammates. But how do they fare against an Edgar? The ultimate Giga Chad Bull only needs 5 cubes to one-shot Edgar. El Primo is here to one-shot Edgar with 12 cubes. Haha, beaten by a boxing botanist, Rosa can one-shot Edgar with 14 cubes. But if you have Rosa's Thorny Glove star power equipped and have her super, you can one-shot Edgar with 9 cubes. Double Barrel Daryl can one-shot Edgar with 4 cubes. Come to Jackie, get some smacky. She one-shots Edgar with 17 cubes. With Frank's base kit, he only needs 19 cubes to one-shot Edgar. But if you're a Chad and you have Frank's gadget, you could one-shot Edgar with 7 cubes. You can go ahead and say BB bye-bye because she one-shots Edgar with 14 cubes. Hank's prawn ready and he can one-shot Edgar with 6 cubes. Blockbuster, he can one-shot Edgar with 14 cubes. Haters hate and skaters skate, but all he needs 23 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Meg can use her mech tech to one-shot Edgar with 9 cubes. I messed it up. Meg can use her mech tech to one-shot Edgar with 9 cubes. If you perfectly time Draco's attack, you are able to one-shot Edgar with 8 cubes. But if you really want to get technical, Draco's super counts as 1 ammo and he can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. Next up, we have the Assassins. These guys are known for being able to sneak in, deal a ton of damage, maybe get a kill, and then escape with their lives. But is that damage gonna be enough to one-shot Edgar? Who wants an autograph? Stu can one-shot Edgar with 21 cubes. Edgar decided to take matters into his own hands. He can one-shot himself with 21 cubes. Sucker Punch! Sam can one-shot Edgar with 11 cubes. If you have 11 cubes of shade, you can one-shot Edgar. The Bringer of Doom one-shots with 23 cubes. I dive, people stay alive. Buzz can one-shot Edgar with 6 cubes. You better believe it, because Fang can one-shot Edgar with 15 cubes. I'm going bananas! Miko needs 21 cubes to one-shot Edgar. If you line up Melody to stand perfectly on top of Edgar, you can one-shot him with 14 cubes. But we all know Melody's notes are infinite, so she can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. Lily can't really ambush Edgar because she needs 22 cubes to one-shot him. But if you equip her spiky star power, you can use the bonus damage to one-shot Edgar with 11 cubes. Crow can one-shot Edgar with 16 cubes. I don't need to get Nita, because Leon can one-shot Edgar with 8 cubes. And Cordelius does a pretty good amount of damage, so he can one-shot Edgar with 14 cubes. But if you equip Cordelius's Combo Shroom Star Power, you can one-shot Edgar with 11 cubes. Kenji's good at slicing, but he's not good at getting kills, so he needs 23 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Next up, we have the supports. These guys are able to give you a damage boost, speed you up, or heal you, but this comes at the cost of some of their damage output. So how will they do against an Edgar? Poco does barely any damage, but when you equip him with 34 cubes, he can one-shot Edgar. Gus's balloon doesn't have a lot of attack power, so he needs 21 cubes to one-shot Edgar. But if you have his spirit animal star power equipped, you can one-shot Edgar with 19 cubes. Wham bam, here comes Pam. She can one-shot Edgar with 5 cubes. Barry has an attack that lasts a really long time, so he can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. But if you wanted to one-shot him with 1 tick, you would need 40 cubes. Turbo time! Max one-shots Edgar with 16 cubes. Byron knows exactly how to counter a toxic Edgar. But if you equip Byron's gadget and stand right close to the Edgar, you can one-shot him with 3 cubes. When the going gets rough, rough gets tough. He can one-shot Edgar with 18 cubes. But if you use Ruff's super to boost his damage, you can one-shot Edgar with 16 cubes. Gray does some pretty decent damage, so he can one-shot Edgar with 19 cubes. But if you got some time on your hands, you can pop Gray's piano gadget and wait for Edgar to get hit one more time for 5 cubes. Yo, my bros, Doug can one-shot Edgar with 18 cubes. But if Doug puts some extra mustard on his wiener, he can one-shot Edgar with 4 cubes. Jaeyoung does barely any damage, so he takes 29 cubes to one-shot Edgar. But if you use Jaeyoung's Weekend Warrior gadget, you can one-shot Edgar with 19 cubes. Smartphones, stupid people. Kit can one-shot Edgar with 23 cubes. But if you have Kit's bonus damage star power equipped, you can one-shot Edgar with 16 cubes. Up next, we have the controllers, who are known for being able to block out a part of the map, whether it's providing cover fire, slows, stuns, or even knockback. But will this help them with one-shotting Edgar? Don't mess with Jess because she can one-shot Edgar with 22 cubes. Penny is such a boss, she only needs 3 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Bo is guided by the spirits, and it allows him to one-shot Edgar with 8 cubes. If you have Ems's Bad Karma star power equipped, you can one-shot Edgar with 7 cubes. Griff's primary attack does a ton of damage, so he only needs 4 cubes to one-shot Edgar. But if you equip his Coin Shower gadget, it gets even better because he can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. Old Gale's gonna make it snow, and he can one-shot Edgar with 20 cubes. Nat 21. Meeple can one-shot Edgar with 18 cubes. But if Meeple activates his hacks, he can one-shot Edgar with 15 cubes. Gene doesn't do that much damage, so he needs 23 cubes to one-shot Edgar. If your opponent is running away from you, Mr. P can one-shot Edgar with 9 cubes. But if your opponent is like my randoms and doesn't know how to kill a porter, Mr. P can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. Squeak is pretty good at hitting shots, so he can one-shot Edgar with 19 cubes. But if you put on Squeak's damage, star power, and damage gadget, you can one-shot Edgar with 7 cubes. Uncle Lou is here for you. He one-shots Edgar with 15 cubes. Otis can one-shot Edgar with 14 cubes. But if you equip Otis's Ink Refill star power, you can one-shot Edgar with 8 cubes. Slimy Snails and Lizard Tails, Willow can one-shot Edgar with 18 cubes. As Chuck trucks down the tracks, he picks up 11 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Charlie's main attack does barely any damage, so she needs 32 cubes to one-shot Edgar. You got boxed! Finks can one-shot Edgar with 15 cubes. But if you activate Finks' super, you can one-shot Edgar with 10 cubes. Sandy's attack does almost no damage, so you need 27 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Amber's ammo bar counts as 1 shot, so she gets to one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. For our next group of brawlers, we have the damage dealers, who are known for being able to shred any opponent, whether it's with their primary attack, their gadget, or even their super. Will all this damage help them one-shot Edgar? Fantastico! Shelly can one-shot Edgar with 12 cubes. Nita's attack does as much damage as a fart, so she needs 25 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Hold's sharp jawline allows him to one-shot Edgar with 6 cubes. Let's go! 8-Bit can one-shot Edgar with 8 cubes. But if you use 8-Bit's damage star power and damage booster, you can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes 2 times. Rico is the king of bling, so he only needs 11 cubes to one-shot Edgar. But if you use Rico's super bouncy star power, he gets a damage boost that allows him to one-shot Edgar with only 7 cubes. Carl's main attack does a pretty good amount of damage, so he can one-shot Edgar with 13 cubes. But according to my calculations, if you use Carl's gadget, you can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. Colette is tired of getting shipped with Edgar, so she one-shots him with 11 cubes. Hola, darlings! Lola can one-shot Edgar with 10 cubes. But if you have Lola's improvised star power and her super equipped, you can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. And you know Pearl got that bakery because she could one-shot Edgar with 5 cubes. And you know Pearl can win every single roast battle because she can one-shot Edgar with her gadget with 0 cubes. Tara does some pretty great damage, so she can one-shot Edgar with 13 cubes. The mother of Brawl Stars can one-shot Edgar with 12 cubes. But if Eve commits a war crime and sends her babies into battle, she can one-shot Edgar with 7 cubes. Calculating. RT needs 0 cubes to one-shot Edgar with his super. Oh. Clancy's known to have a high damage output, so he only needs 1 cube to one-shot Edgar. With Mo, if you stand just right, you can one-shot Edgar with 12 cubes. If Lumi aligns both her morning stars right behind Edgar, she can one-shot him with 9 cubes. But if you use Lumi's burning gadget, you can one-shot Edgar with 5 cubes. If you stand just right with Spike, you can one-shot Edgar with 11 cubes. Surge needs 18 cubes to one-shot Edgar. But if you aim his attack just right, you can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. If you use Chester's 4th attack, you can one-shot Edgar with 3 cubes. But if you win the lottery and get the damage boost with his gadget, you can one-shot Edgar with 1 cube. For our next group, we have the Marksmen Brawlers, who are able to deal a ton of damage but require accuracy and precision. How will they deal against an Edgar? Brock is not OP because he needs 19 cubes to one-shot Edgar. But if your opponent isn't very smart and stands inside of the Brock fire, Brock can one-shot Edgar with 8 cubes. Piper needs 6 cubes to one-shot Edgar. B's supercharged shot is so strong, it allows her to one-shot Edgar with 5 cubes. Nani does a pretty good amount of damage, so she needs 5 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Check this out, Janet! Bonnie can one-shot Edgar with 20 cubes. But if you use her cannonless form, Bonnie can one-shot Edgar with 9 cubes. Belle hits her shots pretty easily, but she doesn't do a lot of damage, so she one-shots Edgar with 22 cubes. Mandy only needs 16 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Maisie does some middle-of-the-road damage, so she can one-shot Edgar with 12 cubes. But if you use Maisie's pinpoint precision star power, you can one-shot Edgar with 9 cubes. You made a fly cry, because Angelo can one-shot Edgar with 7 cubes. But if you pop Angelo's super and let it tick down the Edgar, you can one-shot him with 1 cube. Yeah! Janet can one-shot Edgar with 23 cubes. Lastly, we have the Artillery class, who are known for being able to shoot over walls and deal damage while staying out of harm's way. How will they survive against their mortal enemy, Edgar? This one's on the house. Barley can one-shot Edgar with 10 cubes. Dynamite went down the mine to pick up 11 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Without any extra assistance, Tick needs 8 cubes to one-shot Edgar. But if Tick locks in and procs his gadget, he can one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. Grom's X-Factor star power gives him a 30% damage boost, which allows him to one-shot Edgar with 13 cubes. But you could just use Grom's gadget to one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. Larry and Lori can one-shot Edgar with 14 cubes. Sprout is a pacifist, so he needs 22 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Juju's main attack barely does any damage, so she needs 23 cubes to one-shot Edgar. Now that every class is done, here is a list of every brawler that's able to one-shot Edgar with 0 cubes. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe to see more videos like this. And while you're at it, join the Discord with the link in the description. We do plenty of giveaways there and have lots of fun. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.